What's up, guys and girls? Gals, girls, whatever you want to call yourselves. Guys, men, women. Hold on. I don't know. This looks backwards to me. So I'm hoping it doesn't look backwards to you. Customization. It might. I don't know. This is my first time on this channel going live. Was that Sugar? Sugar Hills over there. Sugar. 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 This is my pitbull Sugar. Hi, mamas. Here comes my Saint Bernard Donnie. Yeah. Huh? This is my pitbull Sugar though. Sugar Hill. I don't expect anybody to be live. It's one of my new channels. It's Monday. I want to try and put out a video of Monday through Friday. So I guess it's not Monday anymore. It's 12:14 a.m. here. I just finished my live show over on my other channel, and now I'm here. So how the heck y'all doing? What's up, Jissy lady? Hey, how the heck you doing, sweetheart? I don't know. I'm just I've got some steak cooking in the air fryer, and me and drunk uncle were chatting with some friends after the show, and so I figured I'd do something live over here because I did not edit a video. I'm behind. I'm actually like a week behind now, I think. But that's good because it gives me time to catch up, right? I'm doing all right, Gypsy. How are you? Just you and me here. Probably all it's gonna be here because this channel doesn't have a lot of subscribers. But welcome to my crippled life. Oh man, it's one of those nights. You know, you hear those three beeps? That means my air fryer just turned from being heating up to fully heated. Oh yeah. But anyways, you're doing good. That's good. She said all right. I don't want to add words to her. I've been drinking this all night though. I started with a full bottle. So, well, I shouldn't say full. I should not say full. I love my Crown Royal, and this is called Crown Royal Caramel, salted caramel. I probably started with it when I did my show on my other channel. I started right about here. So, Gypsy Lady, where are you from, by the way? So this tastes like a Werther's original caramel candy. It's delicious. I love this stuff. I really do. But anyways, so today was, this is all about my crazy cripple life. I try and do this show just showing, so it's for everybody, not just Gypsy. Even though Gypsy's here live. She's my sweetheart. Um, I was born disabled because of my dad's exposure to Agent Orange. He was there in Vietnam, and man, my dad died. He was 40 years old. No, 40 to it was 41, I believe. And I was 7. It was rough because he passed away right in front of me, so that was really rough. Um, but because my dad served 21 years in the United States Air Force, he was exposed to Agent Orange, which then exposed me to Agent Orange. So I'm disabled from it, and he died early from it. So, eh, quick update, I guess, for those of you that are not new here. You were born and raised in Florida, Gypsy girl, huh? Well, my dad was born in Indianapolis, but then they moved to Florida. So my aunt, well, both of my aunts actually live in Jacksonville. So I have family in Jacksonville. Um, sorry, I have a TV screen in front of me right here, and then the camera's coming off my iMac over here. So I gotta learn to look over this way. Um, so yeah, I have family in Jacksonville, and my dad was stationed somewhere in is it Patrick Air Force Base in Florida? I don't know. He was stationed at so many bases, it's hard to keep track of. 21 years in the Air Force is a long freaking time. So God bless you, Dad. Thank you for serving in our Air Force and protecting our country. And anybody out there that has hey, Gypsy girl, can I ask you a question? Is that backwards? So I see it backwards. Do you see it backwards? Just curious. I'm just curious how it looks on the live stream because I'm not using my normal software that I used for my other channel. You're living in Virginia now, right on. Um, well, when I go do my cross country tour, so not January 1st, but my brother told me the best time to buy a new truck is in January, and I want to buy a brand new Silverado diesel. I've never had a brand new vehicle in my life, and thank you, Gypsy. That's good to know. So it's just me. So yeah, so in January I'm gonna buy a brand new spanking diesel truck. It's gonna tow this trailer that I'm in cross country, and we're gonna go for 2, maybe 3 months. I don't know. Basically, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna leave here, and I'm gonna drive until I'm bored or tired, and I'm gonna stop, and then we're gonna go around and learn the history of wherever the hell I stop at. Then we're gonna drive a little farther, and then we're gonna learn the history about that place. I may stay somewhere for a couple days, maybe half an hour. Who knows? But me and my dogs are gonna go around and learn the history of America. So if I come to Virginia, maybe Gypsy lady will let me park in front of her house, apartment, whatever the heck she has. I don't know. I got a whole bunch of people that let me get a park in front of their place. But I'm also here's the key member. See, here's the key thing. I'm an Elks member. So if you don't know, Elks is a fraternal organization of people, and we're all about charity, and we help out charitable organizations. But also we have a RV club. So if most Elks lodges either let you stay in their parking lot or they have an RV place and they charge you a small minimal fee. And that's what I'm going to do, try and stay at those places for the cheaper amount of money. Knowing me, I'll probably drink more than if I probably stayed at a regular trailer park, I could have probably stayed there for cheaper than if the alcohol I buy at the Elks Lodge. But I know that whatever money I spend, at least will go to charity. So yeah. But I didn't edit. I have video. I didn't edit any video today for you guys. But I don't know where I left off. Like today, I'm working on. This is called my crazy cripple life, and today was crazy. I went for a long. I had to We'll see. It's the day after Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving. It's not even Thanksgiving. The day after Halloween, and we I was working on my trailer. I my stepdad was he wants me to hook up the sewer, but he at first he was like wanting me to wait. So my stepdad has severe PTSD. He's a Korean War veteran. So things are hard with him. Like here's something. So Sugar the other day was barking at him. And he got so mad that she was barking at him. He was trying to tell me something. He walked back in the house and wouldn't talk to me. So then the next day I said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna." So I built outside of my trailer a little fence to keep the dogs in, but I let them roam the property because they don't take off. And he loves my dogs. He really does. So I went, but I locked them up because they were barking at him. And he said, "Why are you locking the dogs up?" And I said, "Because they barked at you and they upset you." And he's like, "But they're dogs." So it's really hard because I have a family member who has severe PTSD, and one minute something will set him off, and the next minute he gets mad at you for getting mad at them. You know, um, and it's hard because he doesn't want me talking about him, but at the same time, I want everybody to know about PTSD. He's a veteran of this country. He risked his life for us. And the fact that something can set him off one minute and the same thing he feels bad about them going through it the next minute. Tells you kind of, at least it tells me what these veterans are going through, right? And it's hard for me. I'm really good at helping out veterans. I've learned to deal with their PTSD, but not everybody has. So maybe this is a good channel for you to watch. If you have somebody in your life that's a veteran that has PTSD, it's not always easy. Um, the littlest thing can set them off, and then the next day, it takes everything to set them off. And we're not trying to set them off, no. But I try and figure out what won't set them off, so I can help teach other people how to deal with their veterans who have PTSD and it's hard for them, right? Um, I mean, I deal with veterans all the time, and like Donnie. So I have Donnie here, and my stepdad loves giving these dogs treats. But the problem is when he gives them a treat, they get excited. So my dogs get excited over the treats, and they jump up and down. They're like, "Hey, Grandpa's here!" It's like Donnie. When Donnie sees my stepdad, he's like, "Grandpa's here." He does this. He jumps up and down. He's like, "Grandpa's gonna give me a treat." Same thing with Brownie. Oh, Brownie, come here, Browners. Come on. So Brownie here does the same thing. When all your boyfriends have it, well, thank him for his service, Gypsy. So when Brownie sees my stepdad, she jumps up and down too, but she's only like what, maybe 20 pounds at the most. So her 20 pounds doesn't bother my stepdad, but his 120 pounds does, right? But Donnie doesn't know that he's hurting my stepdad. He just thinks, hey, I'm showing him love. So, and then my stepdad says, well, it's my fault for giving him treats. And it's not really, but it's just different dogs, like Panda right here. Panda is a scaredy cat. Um, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but Panda here. So my ex-wife, when we were married, she worked at a homeless shelter. And this homeless shelter where she worked at, you were not allowed to have pets. And you see this dog right here? He's an Akita mix. He's black with white with black dots. Well, look at Panda. Black Panda is black with white with black dots or spots, whatever you want to call it. So my wife is at work, and when I had to put Junior to sleep, right? It was the worst, probably the worst day of my life. He was my very first puppy. Him and Rosie were my very first dogs. That's Rosie. That's Junior, right? And so I put Junior down, and it was just the roughest day. And then I don't know if it was a week or 2 weeks it was real close to when I put Junior down. So I'm laying on the couch, and I hear the door open, and my wife at the time was like, "Hey babe, look what I got you." And I turn around, and here's Panda, but like like 6 months. She was only 6 months old, and so she's like, I know you just lost Junior, and he was your favorite dog, and Panda looks like Junior, so I got her for you. But that's not where the story started, to be honest with you. So Panda was she belonged to a lady who entered the homeless shelter where my ex-wife worked. Well, my wife at the time. And at this homeless shelter, they didn't allow pets. So Panda couldn't go live with her mom. So she was living with the dad, I guess. I guess you want to call him. We found out that like we got when she gave us Panda, she's like, "Yeah, I can't leave her with my ex," and that's all she said. So my wife showed up at my house, and here's Panda. 6 months old. She's not a full grown puppy, but she's a puppy still, kind of. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And she's like, "It's Junior, huh?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, it's Junior." So of course, I love look, you can't bring me a dog I'm gonna hate. I don't hate dogs. So I fell in love with her right away, and well, she became my dog right away. But she's afraid of men. And not just that, she's afraid of loud noises. So if you hear a bang or a boom, she freaks out. And the lady who we got her from stayed with at my wife's homeless shelter for quite a while. And well, we learned, like, she's afraid of men. And that was kind of weird. But she was never afraid of me. She came to me right away. She was my dog from day one, right? And I mean, though I'm a dog person, so I guess that's why. And she was always my dog. And you know, I tried to make her my service dog. She like my wife. I bought my wife a thrift store, and we had this thrift store, and so I would go there, and I'd stay there like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And my wife would always be scared because I didn't want to drive my truck. I took my scooter everywhere. If you don't know, I'm handicapped, and I take a mobility scooter around town. So I went and would take her to the store with me, so that way my wife would feel okay if I took my scooter home, because I had to go through a homeless area, all kinds of stuff. And Panda would just follow me. She did this thing. And I had a friend who's in the military, and he looked at her and he told me one day, he's like, "You know what she's doing?" And I was like, "No, what?" He's all, "We were taught in the military, you never follow straight behind somebody. You always do like this. You keep your eye out in front, and as you're doing these snake turns, you look around to see who's around you." He said, "That's what your dog is doing. She's protecting you." And she always did. So I made her my service dog. But the problem is she's afraid of people. So I would say, "Come on, get in the truck." And Panda wouldn't get in the truck. She hated the truck because she knew we were going out in public. So I figured, well, I guess, I tried making her my service dog, but she didn't want to be it. And now, I mean, she's 9 years old now, 10 years old. I'm Panda Bear. So when I got divorced, I was like, well, I really need a service dog now because, I'm living on my own. Um, let's put it this way: I work in the news area, and I'm not a particularly favorite of many people, so I've been attacked. And well, I was like, you know what? I need a puppy or a dog to be my protector and stuff, and just in case. And I had a Saint Bernard, and he was 13, and he was one of the greatest dogs I've had. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get another Saint Bernard. I never buy dogs. Pandas a rescue. Sugar's a rescue. Brownie's a rescue. My cat's a rescue. Jackie, my Saint Bernard, the first one I had was a rescue. I don't buy dogs, folks. Why buy a dog when you can go to the pound and get an awesome freaking dog and rescue a dog? But my Saint Bernard puppy that I didn't get him as a puppy. He was 2 years old. So I was like, you know what? All right. He was a great dog. Saint Bernards are calm, professional, and I didn't want to pay somebody to train my dog as a service dog. Um, Not because I didn't want to pay, but because they take them for 6 months. I, I I had a Saint Bernard, and he was a great dog, and so that's why I wanted another Saint Bernard. But I never had one as a puppy, and I felt, well, if I paid for the 6 months for him to go to a training, I would lose that 6 months with him. So I watched videos online, and I just got him but the only service he does to me is just to be my protector and as a therapy dog, I guess. So I was like, why am I gonna pay somebody a whole bunch of money to take him away from me for 6 months? So I trained him myself, and he knows his job. He knows he's there to protect me, but he makes my day every day. All my dogs make my day every day. I love my dogs. But like, I've met people in public and I let them, they're like, "Oh my gosh, can I pet your service dog?" And I'm like, "Yeah, pet him." Because, there's service dogs that you're not supposed to pet. Let's be real here. Some service dogs, they do a service different than what Donnie does. His service is Donnie to make me feel better, number one, and number two, to protect me. So, he's not trained to pick up stuff. He's not trained to grab stuff. He's not trained to do tricks. He's trained to be there for me and be with me all the time. Um, if somebody tries to attack me, I know he's gonna take care of me because that's the way I trained him. So, he's a good dog. He's spoiled, right? He's Donald J. Trump. He's spoiled, but that's you know, there's different kinds of service dogs, and that's what he is. So I let people pet him all the time. I got no trouble. You want to pet my dog? Come here, Donnie. Come here, Monster. Come on, Monster. Come here. He's like, I don't want to be on camera. I'm always on camera, Dad. Brownie's like, I'll be on camera. Huh? See, there he is. Come here, Monster. Say hi, Donnie. So he's trained to be my protector, right? He just he goes everywhere with me. He's my handsome boy, and he's a great dog. So that's why I bought a dog. I don't buy a paperwork dog. I didn't spend thousands of dollars on him. But thank you, Gypsy, that I did a good job. I did my best. I'm no trainer by any means. He's spoiled, but at the same time, so he knows when I go to the truck, he's got to go with me. Um, he's finally learning. Like today, I went to the trash, and I don't want him to get out of the truck at the trash. So when I got out of the truck, I'm like, "No, you don't come with me." He didn't come. However, when we I park in front of a store, he knows in front of every store he gets to go with me. So he'll push me out of the way to get outside just so he makes sure he comes with me. But that's Donnie. Your boyfriend is a vet. Sorry. Thought yeah, your boyfriend's a vet. That's good. Thank him for his service once again if I didn't say it earlier. But so this is just a quick, short little video. I don't know why I did it. I've been drinking all night, doing my other video, my Crown Royal salted caramel. Part of the reason why I'm drinking this today is because I did some digging. You'll see when I get caught up. Where today, I'll tell you how I had to dig out my septic tank, and when non-disabled people dig up something like that, they can use their feet, and they use their feet to push the shovel down. Well, I can't do that, so I have a shovel with a handle, and I have to push it all by hand, which makes it 10 times harder than what normal people do. So I'm in a lot of pain today. And like I said, when I started tonight, this was up here. It wasn't full. It was right about here. And pain medicines don't always help. And I know I'm not supposed to be digging, but when life hits you, you got to deal with life, right? So I can't afford to pay somebody to dig it up for me, so I dig it up myself. And I don't know. I bet you if I had a person who was fully non-handicapped, they could probably dig what I dug up today in probably 10 minutes. Took me about 3 hours, and I'm in tons of pain. Um, if you call your doctor nowadays and say, "Hey, I'm in a ton of pain. I need some pain meds," even though I have 8 birth defects and 60 operations, they don't really give me my pain meds. So sometimes this is your pain med. So you might as well drink something good, right? So that's my pain meds. And if you just heard the beep, my steak is done. So this is probably one of the longest videos I've done on this channel. I've never done a live one on here. So if you like it, hey, write in the comments, I like your live show. Gypsy Lady, she watches me on my other channel, so I know she likes the live channel. But thank you for being here, and once again, thank your boyfriend for his service. And I'm just trying to make a video at least 5 days a week on this channel. I'm behind. Tomorrow I got to finish digging out the rest of the sewer, and it's just and it's weird. So like my buddy drunk uncle always says the Matrix messes with everything, and it's weird. I finally I get to talk to my therapist. I talk to her twice a month, and we talk tomorrow. But it's like I sold my house and moved over here to help my stepdad, and I know he has really bad PTSD. So one day the color red could set him off, and the next day the color blue could set him off. It's really hard. I've done a pretty good job at learning how to not set him off, but it's hard, and I love him, and like so my pit bull Sugar, she likes to bark. She's a barker. She barks when I come home. She barks at me. She barks at him. Panda is afraid of everything, so she barks at everything. So that kind of sets him off. And then Donnie, he jumps up and down. He's like, "Oh, Grandpa's here. He's gonna give me a treat," And Donnie's a puppy, so he's being a puppy, and that gets him going. So like, I feel so weird over here. Like he actually asked me to come here to help him, so I could be around him. And I love the man to death, but it's like it's hard because I don't want to upset him. I don't want my dogs upsetting him. So like the other day, Sugar was barking at him, and he got upset, and he walked in the house, said "fuck this," and walked out. So then today, she barked at him, and this was yesterday. So today I said, "Sugar, if you're gonna keep barking at Grandpa, I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna, you know." I let them run around the property. I built a fence for Donnie because Donnie's a runner. But Panda and Sugar and Brownie, they don't run, so they can run the property. So I told Sugar, I'm like, if you're gonna bark at Grandpa like that again, I'm gonna lock you up, and you're gonna stay in the fenced area. And he said, why are you gonna do that to her? She's just barking because she wants to bark. So it's so hard because his PTSD will set him off, and the barking triggers his PTSD, and he doesn't know it. And then at other times, the dog's barking triggers his niceness. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't call it niceness. It's just it doesn't trigger his PTSD. How about that? So he's like, "Why are you gonna yell at your dog? She's just barking. That's her job." And I'm like, "But it set you off, and I don't want to upset you, because this is not my house. This is not my property. This is my parents' property." But at the same time, so a couple months ago, my nephew moved in. My brother asked, and my stepdad got really upset because he wasn't taking care of the property and like helping out. So when we were at Costco and I get a call and they're like, "You want to sell your property?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "Why don't you find out how much they want to offer you?" And so they made me an offer and it sounded pretty good. So I was like, "Hey, they want to make me this offer." And he's like, "That's a good offer." And I was like, "Yeah, but where am I going to go? Can I stay with you? You told me you wanted me to help take care of you." He's like, "Yeah, come stay up with me. That's going to be great." But then he has his bad PTSD days PTSD, and I know it's not my fault. I know it's not the dog's fault, but it's really hard because so like here's an example. Okay, he has a dog, and his dog loves playing with Donnie, but some he's afraid of his dog getting out, right? And Donnie's 120 pounds. He doesn't want my stepdad doesn't want see Donnie's taught my stepdad's dog how to break out of the house now. Cause my stepdad has a gate that just opens up, if you just put a little pressure on there, and his dog never knew to push on it. Well, Donnie taught his dog to push on it, so his dog gets out now. So that bothers me a little bit. But like, oh my gosh, I forgot where it's going. Sorry, but it's like the littlest things, I don't want to upset him because I'm staying here and I'm helping him out, yes, but at the same time, you know what? He's helping me out. He's 86 years old. My mom died of cancer like 8 years ago, and he's an awesome dude, right? I don't know. It's just really hard. I don't want to upset him. Oh, Jesse, you know exactly what I'm talking about then? So it's like I don't want to upset him. I'm trying to keep the house clean, but like I yell at my dogs for barking at him. But here's the thing though, he's like, it's my fault. 'Cause the minute he walks out that door, he gives them all a treat. So they know, oh, grandpa's gonna give me a treat. And if he doesn't give them a treat, then they're like, "Where's my treat, grandpa?" They're hyper dogs. I got a pit bull, I got a border collie. Those are hyper dogs. My Saint Bernard is calm, but he's a puppy, so he's still in like. And then Brownie, come here, Brownie. Brownie's just come here, come on. Brownie is a little. I don't know what she is. Hi, you a Heinz 57, but she's a great dog. But Brownie's hyper, huh? Look at her. I mean, she's just like I wish she would just sit here and be calm. Oh, now she's doing it right. But she's just a hyper dog, and he gives her so many treats. So when I first moved here, he fell in love with Brownie. He's like, "Well, when you build the fence around your dogs, can you make a little holes? Because he knows Brownie doesn't. She doesn't leave this fucking property, right? So I had to make a underneath my trailer where the steps go down. There's only a hole about this big, and she's small, so she can fit through there. So I left that open because he wanted her to go in the house with him. So that's why the hole is there so Brownie can go visit my stepdad. And he loves her to death. But then there's also times where she bugs him too much. So I don't know. It's all about moderation. I just worry because, veterans with PTSD, especially like, it's weird. My stepdad used to never tell me anything. And then after my mom died, it started giving me a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. And all of a sudden, you're like, "Oh my fucking god." Excuse my language, but the stuff my stepdad went through in the war, wow. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. Like, I can't repeat it because it's personal stuff he's told me, but it's just like, wow. And, having a dad that died from Vietnam from his Agent Orange exposure, and now I have a stepdad who was, um well, let's put it this way. My dad received so my dad was in the Air Force for 21 years. He received the Vietnam Cross, which is just below kind of like the Medal of Honor. It's like really high up there, right? Now, I don't know my stepdad, whatever awards because he never talks about it. but he's right up there. He's right up there. Let's just put it that way. And just hearing the stuff that he went like the stories that he now finally tells me, it's like, wow, wow. You just gotta think like, wow, you know. And I know it said that 4 times now or five, and it's like the reason I say it wow over and over again is because I can't tell you what he's told me, right? Like he probably shouldn't even have told me, even though he's a Korean War veteran. So the Korean War was in the 60s. And the stuff he's told me that happened to him, it's just like I it's mind blowing. It really is, you know, and like I hope he's not interested in living another 20 years, but I hope he does. And the reason why I hope he does live another 20 years is because the stories that he tells me. And I got a bad memory, folks. I really do. But just sitting there talking to him some days, like wow. I just like look at him and like I think in my head like holy shit, if that happened to me, oh man, I don't know what the frick I would do, man. It's crazy. So if you know a veteran, give him a hug. If you're not close enough to give them a hug, shake their hand. Just give them a text. Hey, how you doing? Oh, gypsy lady, he always wants it. That's all he talks about sometimes is I just want to be with your mom. And it's sad because I mean he's 86, right? And I know his grandma, I call her grandma because you know what? She's my step grandma, whatever, but she's my grandma. She was in her 90s and his grandpa, his dad was in his 90s, so I gotta be honest. I hope he doesn't die anytime soon. I enjoy coming up here. Well, coming up here, I enjoy staying up here now, spending time with them, and well, like there's times where he starts thinking about my mom, and like we used to FaceTime every day when I lived downtown, and now that I'm up here, we talk every day, so we don't need to FaceTime. But he'd have to hang up the phone sometime. He truly loved my mom. He did. So I got to give him that. And I think he truly loves me, you know. So I appreciate that too. I was never his son. I'm not his blood. We've had times where we hated each other, but now it's like we're best friends. I'm the only one up here for him. My nephew comes up and visits here and there. My brother visits here and there. My sister hardly ever visits, but like I bought this trailer and I was going to travel the country. And the day I got it, I wanted to go travel, but then I'm like, but I can't leave my stepdad here alone. So I can't. I'm up here for the winter. Money went quick, actually faster. So it's a good thing because my money went pretty quick too. You think, oh, I sold my house. I'm gonna have this much money, and I'm gonna buy this and buy that. It's not what you think, folks. I sold my house. I paid off every credit card I have except for my student loans, and the money went quick. I bought this trailer here, and this was not cheap. But actually, I gotta say, the trailer that I'm living in is better than the house I had. Um, so I've been every day I'm up here, and I spend 8 hours a day working on the property. I try and clean up a little bit around my trailer and, my stuff, but then I also try and spend a little time cleaning up, over there is Woody's area, which is his dog's area. He's got a fenced in area, and he has one of these electric, not electric, it's a gas powered, it's a weed whacker, but it's got 3 wheels. So it's a lawnmower, but it's a weed whacker. I don't know. It's like a DR or something, and it wouldn't run. So I got it running, and cut down half of his dog's area, play area, and it stopped working. And I kind of like when I fixed it. I'm not some I'm not some guy who I like fixing shit, right? But I'm not an expert. So I watched a YouTube video how to fix his specific weed whacker, whatever you want to call it. And they said, look, I had this lady come in 3 times. I fixed it. I got it working. Then it broke within an hour. And they said the carburetor sucks on these weed whacker things. So I got it running for half an hour and then it stopped. And so apparently, like the carburetor, the jet clogs. So you got to drill it out. So for like $15, I ordered these parts, which was supposed to come in the day, but it didn't. So tomorrow I'll get the parts in and I'll try and get his weed whacker fixed up so I can make Woody's area, which is his dog's area, perfectly clean. Um, I don't know. Every day I try and go out there and we have like a circle around our property. Not around their property, but like when you come down the hill, there's a circle before in front of the house. You know what I mean? So I've been trying to blow that off so at least it's clean. Just trying to keep this area clean so it looks like I'm doing something to help him out. Um, Plus it helps me out because I mean he's not charging me rent. I put the electricity in my name, so at least I could pay one bill for him. And he didn't ask me to do that, but I don't want to be some. I don't want to be that kid that just comes and lives home with dad. So, anyways, I just wanted to do a video for this because I didn't edit. I'm behind on editing the videos for this show. I want to try and make it at least 5 days a week. I like my crazy cripple life because welcome to my crazy cripple life. Because look, see these scars? Look, these are all scars. I've had 60 operations, folks. It is my crazy cripple life. So, thank you for watching my show. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my first live on this channel. And me and Gypsy, I've been reading her comments and going along with her. So I hope you and her boyfriend have a great night. And I'm gonna go to bed. Hopefully I can sleep. Um you'll see what I mean. If you watch in a couple days when it catches up to where I'm doing this whole sewer thing, you'll see what I mean. How like the digging, like, I don't know. Yeah. And just because I'm crippled, you guys, it's not all about the pain that's in my back and the pain that's in my legs. I don't feel my legs, so when I feel pain in my legs, it means something really bad is going on. It's not just that. Disabled people like me, I call myself a crippled motherfucker. I don't give a shit. But you want to be politically correct, and like if some certain people that are disabled don't want you to go there, that's fine. So disabled people like me, to be politically correct, we handle a lot of pain. They always say dogs, they never show their pain. Crippled people like me, we don't show our pain either. So I'm sure Gypsy Lady knows what I'm talking about. Um, if we say we're in pain, that means we're in a lot of fucking pain. Like, when I'm in just a little bit of pain, I don't fucking tell you guys. But like when I gotta do what I had to do today, Yeah, I could have paid somebody to do it. But number one, that means I given up in life. I couldn't do it myself. Yeah, I could have paid somebody and not been in pain. But then number two, when I finish that, I'm gonna feel better about myself. Hey, I completed something. Yeah, I'm a crippled motherfucker, but I completed something. So that's why we do it, folks. You know, people are like, "Oh, you complain about pain." Yeah, but you know what? Everybody, I used to get mad at my ex-wife. She's like, "Oh, I'm in so much pain," and people say everybody has different pain levels. It's hard for people like me. Um, I fractured my pelvis when I was like 10 years old. I didn't know it. I fell in the shower and I started feeling pain right away. And I like, for some reason, I felt it on my knee. I don't feel pain in my legs. So, like, my mom was like, "Well, that's weird. You can't feel your knees." And I was like, "I know." And I'm like 10 years old. So we just let it go. And then I became very ill. I ended up in the hospital. I was throwing up, nauseous, everything. And we told him like, well, my mom was like, "Oh, he's feeling pain in his knee. He never feels his knee." So they x-rayed my knee, nothing wrong. They couldn't figure it out. They did blood tests, all kinds of shit. And finally they're like, after like a day, they're like, "Well, we don't know what's going on." So they did a full body scan. They found out I fractured my pelvis. And they asked me, "Well, what kind of pain do you feel?" I was like, "Well, it just feels like my normal back pain." So my normal back pain is like fracturing your pelvis. Just think about that. My normal daily pain that I have every single fucking day is like having a fractured pelvis every single day. So if anybody wants to say, "Eddie, why do you drink so much?" I don't drink this every day. Kind of do, but not really. So when I do drink this a lot, it's because I'm in a lot of fucking pain. My doctor's a Kaiser, they won't give me pain meds. I'm afraid to ask for them because you hear all these stories about everybody you know, oh, everybody's drug addicted to drugs, right? And I've been called a drug fiend because I used to take marijuana because my back doctor suggested marijuana and it took my pain away better than anything else. But after a while you get used to that too. So I asked Kaiser for some stronger pain meds and they said we can't because you're on marijuana. So I've given up marijuana to get the stronger pain meds, but they're still real shy with giving me pain meds because of that. Like I gotta get drug tested, and so I'm afraid to ask. So it's like a balancing thing, right? They know I used to take marijuana, so they're afraid to give me medicine. But if I don't ask for the medicine, I can't get it. So it's like, what the fuck do you do? So instead, if you drink this, it takes away your pain. So that's how it works. Anyways, I'm going to bed. Welcome to my crazy life, my crazy cripple life. This is your pain medicine because it works. Good night, Gypsy. Tell your boyfriend I said hello. Thank you for being the one person on the stream with me. But we're gonna grow that. We're gonna grow it. God bless you. Have a good night, everybody.